I know. I think I chose the wrong video.
That'll work.
um, well, this is a brand new platform that I'm using. I don't know if you guys noticed. So this is. I'm gonna give a shout out first of all before we start. I'm gonna give a shout out to Anthony because he's been very nice and very helpful to get this platform up and running. This is not a StreamYard, as you can see. This it seems a bit different. So he was nice enough to help me out and kind of give me some tips how to use this thing. And so forgive me if I make some mistakes while in the show, but I'm trying to keep it as good as I can. And as you can see, welcome, good evening, everyone. Good morning if you're in a different part of the world. Collectors Night is on. I have my friend Desi from Metamorphic Costumes. What's up, my friend?
It's like I always say, it's a Friday evening, so my favorite day of the week. It is great. I'm doing good, man. How are you?
Dude, I'm doing excellent. Finally, Friday. It's been a crazy week. A lot of announcements, a lot of good figures. We got, I think collectors got a lot of things, and I think a lot of people are happy too. Some of them maybe not, but I will say for the mass majority, a lot of people are very happy. So that's good. That's good. We're gonna have Danovi joining us later, probably like around 10 p.m. Eastern, and maybe we can get Easy Company joining us as well. Shout out to my friend Joao. He has some personal issues, so he couldn't join us tonight. So, shout out to you, my friend. And well, I'm gonna see if I can find the right video because I want to actually introduce the show. So, so this is how we start Collectors Night. All right. So I actually put some bots here to kind of greet everyone. Let's see if this works. Maybe not.
I
I
see
don't
that.
know.
They're going off. Yeah, it's working.
Is it working? I
Yeah.
thought.
Yeah, I
Oh,
see it.
okay. Let me
I see.
see if I can see it. Man, I was literally spending so much time trying to get this thing running the right way. So let's see.
So
Oh,
far, so
okay.
good. Yeah.
Okay, so far so good. So it's working. So for some reason I cannot see it here. Oh no, I can. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see it. Okay. So well, if you say hi or hello, you're gonna get your automated response. So all right, so let me say hi to the people on the chat because without you guys, I would not be here. That's for sure. So we have member of the channel, Chris K in the house. Looks like I'm early. He was very early actually, 6 o'clock, 6:42 p.m. He was very
Oh,
early.
nice.
We have Mischief Wolf in the house. Thank you so much for joining us. Single Songwriter, Collector's Night, episode 63, 64 live streams. Really? 64? Okay, I have to check that.
Yeah.
Chris K, 2 a.m. Saturday morning. Let's go. Man, you're a
Wow.
warrior, man.
It's awesome.
We have Bob Dylan in the house. How you doing, sir? We have some guy. Hello, collectors. Hello there. We have Gary Ho, 9 a.m. Saturday morning in Hong Kong. Hello there. Wow,
Awesome.
Saturday morning. We have the collector number one. What's going on? And hope everyone's it's doing great. Yes, Friday, man. It's Friday. We have Mutant 323. Nah, you don't have to pre-order anything anymore. Proceeds to pre-order everything. I know. That's a good one. Tully in the house. What's up, gentlemen? And oh, this is the bot. Look. Hello, some guy. Welcome to the stream. Grab your drinks and enjoy the show. Here we go. It was working. I did it right. Oh my god, I'm so proud of myself.
Works.
What up, all? How you doing? CT 603. Hello, everyone. Zeno in the house. Happy Friday. Hello. We have Renz in the house. Good evening. We have I have me. We have Pedro in the house. What's up, everyone? We have some guy. We have Nefty 007 in the house. What's up, everyone? Hot Toys be like, hold my beer. I know a lot of things we got. Louis Livitz in the house. We have the collector, or the clone collector, rather. Hi, bot. Hi, Nightbot. The responded. Look at that. How beautiful is this? Very proud of myself, man. Pablo Mesa in the house. We have Pop Culture Living Room. What's up, my friend? We have Bob Dylan. Are you alive? uh, and everyone watching at home. Thank you so much for tuning in. And as as we get better, I guess this is some of the improvements I'm trying to make to the channel, making some changes here and there. Hopefully we can get this more interactive with you guys. So I'm gonna start adding some special commands for members only. And by the way, if you want to become a member, please click the link in the description below, become a member. We have a Facebook group for members only. This is one of the admins there. So we post pictures, we chat, you can chat with me directly, we can have really nice time. So consider joining or rejoining if you were a member and you got canceled because I made these small changes here. So that's a good thing. And we're going to start, my friend. We're going to start because we have a lot to talk tonight, as usual.
Oh,
So
yeah.
let me see if I can share my screen as a normal human being here. So I'm going to go and what the hell is my thing? Okay. So we're going to start. We're going to start with what now, Desi? Let me see. Okay. Finally, I got this. All right. So,
Well, anyways, folks, it's going to be the Desi show for right now. So what we're going to do, I have no idea what happened to Dante, but I'm trying to hold down the fort here. So, how's
sorry. Sorry. Oh my God. Sorry.
technical difficulties? Please don't talk to the bot. It's Skynet.
Myself and I closed the whole thing. So, sorry. All right. So let me share my screen now at the right time. Okay. Oh my God. That's good thing I warned you guys. Good thing I warned you. All right. So we're gonna add this here, and we're gonna put ourselves on the top, and we got Darth Vader DX, very first DX Vader, and that right there is a huge thing. I was very happy. What were your thoughts when you saw this for the very first time, Desi? The DX version, battle damage with the Hesculp.
Well, finally, right? Just not finally for this Vader from this show, but finally a Vader at 1/6 that we can see at least part of his face, right? Not the back of his head,
Yes.
part of his face. I can't wait. They added the two sabers, Reva's two like broken sabers. That's awesome, man. Like this is a great release. The interchangeable box, like the chest box that's damaged. They got the cape with the slash in the back.
Mhm.
This looks great. It's not parallel rolling eyes. It's just one, but that's great. I also want the Inquisitor, but this Vader is great. You could put him with the helmet, and the deluxe version is the version I believe that comes with the regular helmet, which is fine. Because if the regular release would have been the helmet, and then you got to pay more for the deluxe, and deluxe is the only way to get the broken helmet, that would have been kind of. But they did it the right way, right? The regular one is the one with the broken helmet. Perfect.
It was perfect, and they teased the Grand Inquisitor, which a lot of people didn't talk much about it, right?
Yeah.
Even though it looks cool, actually it looks pretty good. To be honest with you, I think the likeness is there, But the main attraction was Vader, man. Everyone was talking about Vader, the chest plate, something that I mentioned this previous shows that I have a feeling that this is gonna be, and I'm very happy to see that Hatos is listening. And I do believe that Hatos, maybe they knew this even before us, right? So it's really we're not discovering the wheel here, but it was a good call that they did that, and especially with the cape, because I was very happy when I saw the cape that had the slash in the middle or on the upper part. But then I'm thinking, are they gonna give us two capes, or is it gonna be a reversible cape, or what do you think? I think we're gonna get two capes.
Yeah, I think so too. It'd be weird because the slash has to be completely through the cape, so I don't think it could be reversible. But I'm just glad we're getting it, man. Like there's very little complaints or nitpicks from me. Like this is just a good release. I'm glad they did the rolling eyeball. They give a nice diorama base with the deluxe, right? That lights up, and if you don't get that light up one, at least you get the like the Earth one, which is great. Man, it's hard to say anything bad about this one. It really
That's
is.
true. That's true. And he said, let me see if I can find what I'm looking for here.
I am not your failure, Obi-Wan. You didn't kill Anakin Skywalker. I did.
Great scene.
That was very emotional scene, very, very emotional scene.
Yeah.
Um yeah, so that was a good comment. Perfect timing actually for that. Um yeah, no, this one looks amazing. I mean, the telescope looks fantastic. Paint application, I think, is on point. Maybe we can argue that more weathering would be nice, but I think for the most part, we're happy with this, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I can nitpick, like, is the damage on the chest box accurate to the damage that Obi-Wan did on the show? Probably not, right? But, it looks good. It's representative of, I think, of the show.
That's true. And another thing that I want to talk about is that because this is a DX version, so usually when we get DX versions, is better articulation, better paint application, improved tailoring, right? Wire
Mhm.
cape, that's a plus. Now, what about the body? I think for this particular figure, they improved the body. Whether they remove the fat suit inside the figure, or they actually they're gonna give us a better a figure in terms of articulation, because it seems to me that we're gonna get that too.
Yeah, I would think so. Something looks different about the figure, about how he's posed. Now, I only have the ESP version, and I'm looking at the ESP version. I know this one is probably based more on the Rogue One to start off with,
Hmm.
so I don't have
Hmm.
that, but something still looks slightly different. I don't know if I'm imagining it, or if, like you said, it's the fat suit. There is no fat suit, or if it's just a different body height or something, but something seems different. Like the way
Different.
he just stands there seems different. I can't put my finger on it, but
It's funny because you mentioned it, and it looks like it's. I mean, I know it's gonna sound silly, but it looks like it's Anakin inside the Vader suit.
yes,
You know
yeah,
what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense, but
it does.
if you look at this picture, you can kind of picture him without the helmet and just kind of bald and standing up perfectly like this, and is proportionally done correctly, right?
Yes, it doesn't look like, whoa, that's not Hayden Christensen in that suit. Like, no, it looks like him. It looks like he can fill that suit. The right proportions, like you said. So I completely agree. Yeah,
Yes, Kineo 10 says, "Hey guys, great duo tonight. Yes, it's gonna be for maybe for an hour. It's gonna be Desi and myself, and then we're gonna wait for our friend Danobi. He's gonna join and gonna give us some live lessons about collecting, and and then hopefully my friend Easy Company Collectibles will join us later tonight. Hopefully, because he's working. My friend is always working, and obviously, Joao couldn't join us because he has some personal issues. So sending the positive energies to my friend Julio. All right, so we got this one here, this picture looking good as well. I mean, the head sculpt looks amazing. I think we
yeah,
all agree with that. And just the fact that we can move the eyes, yes, it's just one eye, right? But the fact that you can actually do that is
yeah.
good,
It's
because
amazing. Yeah,
it's amazing. Because if you watch the show, there's one part of the close up where he's looking down, and you can see his eye pretty much almost hitting the top, like
hmm
very like menacing, and you can do that now with this. So that right there, very, very happy with Bader. um yeah, I'm telling you, man, the body is much improved. I mean, this shot is amazing.
yeah. And the detail in the face there is just spectacular. And I know this is a prototype, but they're pretty good at carrying the paint apps to the production. Of head sculpts. That's one of the best the things to do the best, right?
Right.
And the lighting options you're good at, like in that clip you played, like the lightsaber. If you've got the
Hmm.
right lights, you're going to be able to take some good pictures.
Yep, yep. And look at the detail here with this little thing is sticking out. it's
Yeah,
it's actually pretty good. I mean, but you see the way they did the helmet is, I said it in the figure preview I did the other day, is very aligned with the mask, right? Because
yeah,
you can see the eyes pretty much aligned. Same thing with the nose and the lips. So the mouth is basically by this little, communicator, or you know microphone, whatever that is. And you can see that it's kind of aligned as well. So all those little details make the figure much much better, right?
Yeah. 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 Beautiful. Look at that. He just stands differently. I
Exactly.
I think it's like you said. I think they
Huge.
took the fat suit off.
Right? It does look because it's a bit baggier. I see it
Yeah.
like a bit baggier.
Yep. Yeah.
So I think that's what they did for this, and hey, I'm very happy with that. I'm very
Yeah.
happy with that. And well, we have wire cape. First time we get a Vader with a wire cape, and
Thank
that's obviously was about time. So that means the Hydros is listening. You know, we have a beautiful base, two bases actually. So you have options right there, and of course USB powered lightsaber. So that's another improvement.
Indeed,
So
it is.
so we're getting, man, we're getting there. Slowly but surely we're getting there.
Yeah.
I think. All right, so let me address some comments on the chat because I'm kind of running a bit slow here. Okay, so Grand Inquisitor Special Edition extra accessory, a second battle damage stomach. Probably.
Hey. Hey. You never know.
So Pedro23 says the question is, can it be a Grail in the future? I think so. I think this is gonna be a Grail in the future.
Yeah. You know me. I don't like to use the word grail. I mean, if it depends. I would say yes. By most people's definition, once it sells out, just like most hot toys, but especially this one, once it sells out in a year or two after it sells out, then yes.
Pop Culture says, how do I get my own Nightbot? Well, you need to say hi or hello, and then you will get your name. It will be tagged. I'm still working on getting more stuff. Just bear with me. I work from home today, so during my lunchtime I was kind of like doing all these crazy setups. So to me it's crazy because really I don't know much about all these bots and all these little things here and there, but Anthony was helping me out and my son helped me out too. So actually my son helped me out for this Nightbot because I have no clue. I asked him, say, hey, do you know any bot that can help me to do the messages? Oh yeah, Nightbot.
There you go. It's working.
Teenagers, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can use on Twitch. I'm like, what's Twitch? Just kidding.
You don't know about Skynet and the T800?
Oh man. So now the question is, okay, Mo Collection says I'm buying 2. How many do you need, Desi?
How many do I need? I just need one. I'm a one guy unless there's something very, very specific. But no, I'm just getting one.
So if you don't have any Vaders, for example, would you get 2? Just one to display as clean and one to display as battle damage?
No, I'll still get one because I'll get another Vader. Like I have ESP Vader, right? But if I had no Vader, I would get this one, display him with a broken mask, and then get another Vader later on. Maybe an ESP or something else that they will release another one, and that'll be with the helmet on. That's what I do.
Silly question. Do you think I can use, and this is what I was thinking. I was thinking to use, because I kind of like this helmet better. The way this looks better than the ESB one. For some reason, I kind of like this one a bit more. I think you should be able to use this in that body, right? Because if that's the case, man, I just switch it.
I don't. It's just the depth of the neck. I don't know. Probably, if I'd like to think probably, but there is a chance you won't be able to because it depends like how deep the connection, the receiving post is in the neck versus, or the ball joint in the neck versus what's in the body. So we don't know. We don't know. Hopefully you can.
Hopefully, yeah. Hopefully. And 78 people watching. Come on, guys, hit the like button. We need to get 100 likes today. Let's do it. Let's do it. All right. So this is what everything this figure comes with. We have the helmet, the clean helmet. We have the interchangeable control panel or the chest piece, whatever you want to call it. We have a LED light up figure base, and one thing, and this is going to be a separate topic we're going to discuss later. I kind of like what Hatos is doing with the bases, but we're going to talk about that in a few minutes. Then we have the rolling eyeball function that you can pretty much move it. The battle damage chest plate. The attention to detail is fantastic because they're giving us a broken or battle damage cape, right? 2 bases, few hands. I think this is a DX. Now I can say I don't think people complain about the amount of accessories. I think everyone was very happy with what it was given to us. So are you happy with this? Maybe do you think they missed something?
No, I don't. I don't think they missed anything really. They didn't. They didn't need to give him Riva's lightsabers, and they did. It's just pretty cool. I'm sorry. I was just looking at the lightsaber picture, right? And I can see the is that a cable? Is that the USB cable?
Yes.
Nice. Okay, cool. So it's not going to have the arm thing anymore. Okay. So yeah, but sorry, to answer your question, I don't think it's missing anything. Even the regular version, the non-deluxe, what more do you want of this Vader figure? I mean, you can complain that it didn't come with his chair from the show, but that would make it $500 or something.
Mhm.
That's not this product as it's presented here. I think it's good. It's modern 2022 Hot Toys DX.
And I do agree with that. Single Soul Rider says, I'm getting two so I can post the clean version with New Hope Kenobi and Bell Damage to post with Kenobi TV show. Oh, okay. Yeah, you can actually do that as well.
That works.
You can, yeah, that works. And you know me, guys, I don't like to judge prototypes, but you saw my preview of Obi-Wan. The likeness is there, but it still is a bit off to me. And I do think that Hitos is going to fix that, because some pictures, Obi-Wan, far away looks much better. When you do the close-up, that's the problem. And I think because it's missing the lip on the top. So maybe that could be the issue, right? But I think that they're going to improve that. Look what happened with Rey. Look what happened with Kylo Ren. So don't give up hope.
Yeah.
Definitely not. Oh, look, it's working. Please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Let's do it. Do it. So, easy peasy. Let me see. Directus Maximus says, being able to move the eye is the cherry on the top of this Sunday. Yes, it is. That was a good call. And they didn't have to do it really, but they did. And I think we're all going to agree that that was a good call. And then we have the other edition, right? We have the deluxe special edition that comes with the special bonus, the Grand Inquisitor hologram.
Yeah.
I honestly,
we've all collected sillier things, I'm sure.
probably.
Right. Yeah, probably. I'm glad this is the buy it now because it's gonna go out of stock. I'm glad it's just for this. Right? Like, cool. If you're collecting holograms at this point, awesome, but you don't have to if you miss out on it.
Yeah, we're Buzz in the house. I said, Yo, Johnson Desi. Hello, you fine gentlemen. What's up, Buzz? It's been a while, my friend.
Yep.
It's been a while. We have the insane one in the house as well. I'm insane. So are you, if you don't like and subscribe to Manafak Collectibles. I like that, man. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much. You know what? You deserve some special sound effects here. Thank you. Thank you. It says that pose is amazing. Yeah, all the poses are amazing. Yeah. So now let's talk about price, because price matters, man.
It does.
And okay, so let me see if I can go to. Let me see. You see, I'm afraid to touch this thing because if I do something, then I'm gonna get disconnected. So I just kind of need to looking what I'm doing very carefully, man, until I get used to this. Okay, what is Beta here? Where is Beta? Oh, here. All right, so I'm gonna add it to the screen, and now
there we go.
All right, so Lord Vader. So Darth Vader is $314.99 with Comic Concept. So make sure you pre-order from them. The Deluxe Edition, by the way, he's gonna launch a new redesigned website, and I'm gonna get discount codes for you guys. So stay tuned because I'm gonna share that so you can save some bucks as well. But with $315 plus shipping and taxes, I think it's very well priced. And I know when I did my video, I was aiming super high. And just because I needed to aim super high so people can tell me I'm wrong. And when I'm wrong, I'm happy when I'm wrong, because if I'm wrong, it's good in terms of pricing, in terms of stuff coming out. So, what do you think about the price this year? Are you happy with the price? Do you think is what you expected or lower than you expected?
It's honestly, it's right there. It's And we're looking at Comic Concepts price, which is probably one of the best prices that I know of. And this is good. What's the standard edition, not the non-deluxe edition?
So the standard edition is, let's see. Okay, so we have the deluxe, we have the collector's edition. I think is the one without. Let's see.
270. Yeah, look, 279 between 279 and 285. That's now a standard price with any kind of head sculpt, and this does have its head sculpt. So for what? For $30 more, you get an extra helmet and a light up base. That is more than worth $30. And we already know that 280 to 285 is a standard Hot Toys price right now. I can't complain.
That's true. That's true. So Single Story says, it will be a rare figure because there will not be another Kenobi TV show, and that will make a very cool. Yeah, that's a good point as well, because this is the very first DX. That right there is value. And number two, well, never say never. Maybe they do a movie about this. Maybe they do a beta show, because people maybe they want to see more. And remember, Hayden Christensen's still young, so they can actually do a bunch of things with him. They can do a beta show. I mean, would you not be interested to see a beta show and see how he faces other villains or other people or Jedis? It would be good, man.
Yeah.
And
sticking with this price thing here, you know what? I mean, maybe you can argue, I don't, but maybe you can argue, hey, they shouldn't be a DX. Like, it's great, it's good, but there are other figures that are just as good and have that much accessories and are not DX. That's fine. You can have that argument. I'm not. But regardless, this, again, 280 to 285 is an average price for any Hot Toy for non-DXs. So I'm not complaining.
Yeah, I'm not complaining. Howard Stu is in the house. Hello, gentlemen. Hello, my friend. And we have my boss to say hi to everyone. It's very polite, man. I like that. So he says, yeah, I have the 40th anniversary. It's price was back Vader, so it's just one for me, but I get Wise on my one both for display options. Yeah, if you don't have a Vader in your life, then obviously you're gonna get two, right? Because you want to have both displayed. You want to have the clean version, and at the same time you want to display the one with the battle damage helmet. That's a fact. People are gonna do it. Dirty Water Time setting up a Darth Vader premium format statue and watching a great show. Oh, thanks, man.
Good times, man.
So Buzz says, so everyone, I did not have any Vader as yet. Which one do you guys recommend? I hear a lot of people favor the Rogue One Vader. I think Rogue One Vader is one of the best Vaders out there, if not the best, until this DX. This DX pretty much have the Rogue One plus the battle damage Vader. So I think you may want to get the DX one.
Yeah.
Not for nothing. So the record says, question, which is better, the battle damage Vader head with Anakin or the battle damage Vader head with Luke? That's a good question. I think it all depends, right? Because we have the 1/4 scale Vader, right, Desi? With the helmet, with the head sculpt. And this is the first time we see pretty much Hayden Christensen with the exposed
face as Vader.
Exposed face as Vader.
Or burnt Vader, I should say, yeah.
Yeah, so well done, Vader. I don't know. What do you think? I mean, I don't know. I think for nostalgia purposes, maybe I will go by the Vader Luke, just because it was the original one and first time we saw Vader without the mask.
No, but I think I might be wrong, but I think he's talking about the damaged Vader head with Luke that comes with the Bespin Luke. You know how he comes with that, like that Darth Vader helmet. The deluxe version comes with a Vader helmet with Luke's head inside the Vader mask. That's what I thought he was asking. Yeah.
Okay,
the dream sequence.
Okay. Right. No, definitely Anakin.
Yeah,
definitely
I think Anakin.
Yeah,
that's cool. I want that. I want the Luke one. But if what has more detail, just probably Anakin. You know, the burnt and the rolling eye,
I have New Hope figures, but no Vader, and this Vader clean version is perfect because the New Hope Vader was the red and green chest buck lights, and ESB and ROTG have red and blue. Oh, that's true. Man, all those little things you miss, man. These guys are on top
Yeah.
of everything.
Yeah, ESP has red and blue.
Tully says they were aiming for your wallet and bullseye. Yeah, yeah. They know what they're doing. And with 100 people watching, please smash the like button. Help us out here. Let's beat the algorithm. All right, so let's see if I can jump to the other one. And I know, guys, you have a lot of messages here, and I'm gonna try to go over all of them. So just give me a minute. Let me now show the next figure I want to talk about, and this is one that I was very happy to see. So I'm gonna just put it on the screen. And finally, we got the deluxe version, Tobey Maguire Spidey with a half Sandman.
At least we're getting Sandman.
Yeah, at least we're getting
Kind
Sandman,
of.
man. So, what are your thoughts about this? Are you happy with the figure? Do you think, based on the pictures, of course, that they improved this Spider-Man?
I definitely love the head sculpt. As far as the suit, I never had any Spideys, right? And I still don't. It's I love Spider-Man, but not enough to get a hot toy of him. But this head sculpt looks good to me. It's about, I'd say 98% there, 97% there, 9 out of 10, if you will. It looks awesome, right? And the suit looks good in these pictures to me. So if you've been waiting for another Toby Spider-Man, like, I don't see why this one won't fit that spot for you. It looks, I love the spider design on the Raimi Spider-Man. So it looks great. And the base looks good. It's not the first time we get a Sandman base, right? From Hot Toys. So
No, it's the second time, but this one is much better.
yeah, this one looks good. I love diorama bases, so I'm so glad it's coming with that. It's great. It's another great offering. That's what can I say?
Yeah, we have Hotline in the house. Hot Toys Hotline. Insane one. Thank you so much. It was great to have you sharing solid input in the chat. Not Connor, welcome to the show, my friend. Okay, so let's continue with this Tobey Maguire. So yeah, look at this freaking base.
Awesome.
It's insane. It's insane. And we have
This-
the Doc
yeah.
Ock tentacle.
This is one of those that, like, I might look. I'm not interested in getting picking up a Spidey, but like I might just pick it up because of the base. That's an amazing diorama. It's not like the figure's not good either. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying that's an amazing sculpt right there.
Well, Luis Esquivia says, do you think we will ever see how to release Vader in the back to tank? I don't know, man. Do you think?
Never say never. It's more likely than some other crazy things I've heard. Unlikely for a little bit, but I want to be proven wrong. Obviously, it would be huge.
It will be huge. It will be huge, right? It will be huge. But I don't know. I can see probably. This is funny. I can see they doing another Vader, and I can see they doing a Vader with the throne. That I can see happening.
Yeah, Vader with throne would be good. But as far as the back deck tank, the only thing is that it would be huge. You think the throne is big? Like, the back deck tank has to have the width and the height, and you can't just say, "Oh, well, he has no legs." Haha. When he's in the yes, he doesn't. But the back deck tank is big enough to fit like a 7-foot guy. It would be huge.
It would be huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. But again, I guess at this point we can never say never, right?
Yeah, never say never. You never know.
Never say never. You never know. Yeah. So the body looks good. Obviously, articulation is going to be one of the main things of this Spidey. It is fabric, right? The red part is fabric.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. The blue, the dark blue is, I don't know, the same material you get in Spider-Man. Very likely ratcheted joints. Very likely. Yeah, this one looks really good, and this is just how we're probably going to pose, and a lot of people are going to pose their Spideys, man. Having them all together like this.
Yes, yeah. This is a nice, for Hot Toys. It's a nice display. Look at that. If you're into museum poses,
this is perfect.
That's your Maguire Spider-Man right there.
Yeah, that's perfection. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Let me see another one here. You see, they really caught the likeness for this figure. The only thing is, I don't know. I still don't see much of Toby here. Like, it is. I mean, the likeness is there, but it's still not as good as they, you know, could have done it. But again, I'm not gonna be super picky because this is a prototype. One thing I do like about this is that they pay a lot of attention in the wrinkles and the paint. You can see some shadow here going on here. You know, and of course the wrinkles because this is an older, Spidey,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I think it's got McGuire, but I completely understand why you're saying that. That's why I was like, for me, it's so. I find it so fascinating the way different people can look at the same thing and their
Hmm.
mind interprets it differently. Because
Right.
I see it more or less there, but I can tell why you're saying he's not there. That's why I'm saying, like, for me, it's a 9 out of 10. Like, it's 98% there. I can see something's off, but my head is telling me, yeah, that's Toby. Like, I don't know why. Like, but that's just
No,
me.
no, you can see Toby for sure, but there's
Yeah.
something there that is a bit off.
Yeah, I see what you're
But
saying.
but again, it is Toby, right?
Yeah.
So
Yep.
then we have, well, this dynamic pose. Obviously, as I mentioned before, fabric, and that's huge.
Looks good.
Spider symbol with this kind of silver color looks amazing, very elegant.
Hmm.
This is one of the suits that I like the most, to be honest with you. The OG Spidey.
Me too.
Well, the spider web is gonna be the same thing, but I'm digging to this base looks fantastic, but the likeness of the Sandman is really not there at
Yeah, no,
all.
it's at all.
It's
No,
like a
no.
random Sandman, right?
Random dude. Yeah. Random
Yeah,
dude.
man, that base is huge, man. I'm just looking at it.
That box is going to be big.
Yeah, it's gonna be huge. And this is everything this figure comes with. We have the health scope, we have the antidote, we have spiderweb, a bunch of hands, the mask, of course, and the big ass base. Now, how much is this thing going for? So this thing is going for, as per Comic Concepts, 429.99 for 30 and for the deluxe edition, and then we get the collector's edition, which is 284, which is without the base. So if you are not into big bases, this is gonna be your option. I honestly think, if you ask me, I will go all in with this thing. You know,
Yeah, absolutely.
Again, it all depends on your budget, number one, and the space. Because if you don't have space, it's tough to display those figures with those big ass bases. You know,
Yeah, it's you're paying, what is it, $145 for that diorama base. $145 for that huge base. Granted, it's mass produced, right? So it's not a custom, it's not rare, right? But it's still like the amount of detail, it's sturdy. That's not a bad price for a high-end diorama base for a 6 scale figure,
hmm
my opinion.
and that's a good point. And another thing to take into account is that if you don't get this one, and let's say you have Green Goblin, let's say you have Doc Ock, Mysterio, this is gonna be the one that you can add to the collection. We're gonna get a half lizard, right?
Mhm.
So if you put this and all the villains, it's gonna look amazing, man. If you put all of them in one shelf,
Yep.
it's gonna look beautiful.
Yeah. Heck, you can even include Night Monkey, right? From with that diorama base. That actually I have that one. That's the only Spidey I have. But all those diorama bases next to each other, man, good display.
Good display, yeah. Good display. All right, so let's move on to the next one. And this one here, I was very happy to see, man. Very, very happy. So we got Robocop. Dude, this thing was freaking amazing. I love Robocop. I'm 80s,
Yeah.
1980s. And by the way, we're going to have a new segment later in the show called 1980s are the best. So stay tuned because I lined up some stuff for you guys. We're going to have a lot of fun in that segment. With 105 people watching, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, to Desi and everyone. And thank you guys for being here tonight with us. All right, my friend Desi, talk to me. Robocop 3. This is Peter Weller. Even though he wasn't in the third movie, it is Peter Weller.
Yep, it is. So, man, I never got one of the original Hot Toys Robocops. I just passed it up only because of budget, but I really wanted it, and now I have my second chance. It kind of is a reissue, Although I went back and I was looking at RoboCop 3, and clearly they improved the faceplate.
Mhm.
Like the detail, the sculpt, at least the pictures I saw online of the first version look plasticky, like the mouth face sculpt, right? So this one looks updated. It looks modern. It looks like the paint job's a little different on the armor piece as well. So if you're going to reissue something, I don't like reissues, but at least it's improved. I can say that. Am I going to get it? I think I might. I'm hoping they reissue RoboCop 1 or 2 from that movie, but I'll have to wait and see. If they don't, I'll get this one.
Yes, and well, I have the previous version, the OG RoboCop, in the chair, and the battle damage one. And to this point, the likeness is fantastic. Quality is great. Diecast, you're gonna get. If you miss out on the RoboCops and you don't want to pay the secondary market price, this is your best bet. And I think I'm gonna get this one because I love RoboCop. That was my childhood thing. But I want to go back real quick to Balan Arker. He says, "Where's Andrew between? Announced in the first wave of Summer Showcase and still nothing on Sideshow. They changing something behind the scenes. I don't know why they didn't announce this or officially put it on either Comic Concepts or Sideshow. Sometimes they take some time, and I will not know. But I think maybe they're doing something. Maybe they're tweaking something." That's my gut feeling. They're doing something behind the scenes. I think that's what they're doing. Okay, so let's move on to the next picture here. Okay, this is the iconic pose of RoboCop. Now it's a bit purplish, bluish color, but it still looks good.
Yeah, and I'm not. I like RoboCop a lot, but there's other people that are much more pay attention much more than I do. So I know there's different colors of the suits between 1, 2, and 3 and all that. And clearly this is the one from number 3. But just like this, if you take off the jetpack, this could be Alex Murphy, right? As far as Peter Weller goes, right?
That's it.
From 1 and 2. So.
And I will definitely post it like this.
Yeah, jetpack looks great.
Jetpack looks amazing. Just the quality. And I was wondering in one of my previous that I did, do you think it's going to be diecast anywhere in this jetpack, or do you think it's just going to be straight plastic?
If you ask me to guess, I'd say it's straight plastic because of the weight from it falling off. I would hope they engineer something to make it diecast, but I think it's going to be plastic.
Oh man, I wish they have some diecast in it.
Yeah, Yeah, I don't have the original. Maybe even the original could answer that question, right? But I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I hope, but the quality looks good. The detail looks amazing. Even the paint application, especially on the shoulder, on this piece here, you can see some dark color or dark paint up at the bottom on the edges, looking good. The wire, I mean, you have to remove the hand to put this on. Yeah, this is really good. I mean, of course, the iconic, gun holder. I mean, this is a must-have.
Yeah, his iconic Beretta and everything. Yeah, sorry, I cut you off, but
no, it's fine. No, it does look amazing. And one thing is that the original RoboCop has this as a diecast. So, do you think this is gonna be also diecast, or they're just gonna give us plastic gun?
You know what? If they make a diecast, it'll be just because they don't want to redo a mold from diecast to make a plastic mold. So we may get one. I hope. I hear a lot. I don't have the RoboCop, right? So I hear one complaint is that it's very hard to put the gun in the hand. Maybe you can confirm that, Dante, because you had one.
Not really. I mean, well, you need to play with the fingers because it's articular fingers. You don't have a hand just specifically for a gun. But I never had an issue.
Cool. No,
you play around with it, Rob. Obviously, you need to move the fingers in a way, because when the gun is because it's diecast gun, so it's a bit heavier. So if you move it, it might move the gun will move to the other side. So you need to play around with it, But if you do it right, I have no problem with that.
Yeah, no, it's cool. I mean, I hope if the first one was diecast, it would be cool to have a diecast gun, right? So I prefer diecast, especially for the weapon. Something about it.
Yeah, and this boss looks fantastic too. I mean, the mouth is just very nicely painted. The missile here,
That's cool.
Man, this is freaking amazing. But a lot of people are like maybe not too happy to get RoboCop. Let's see. Hot Toys Hotline says, now this is what I'm talking about. RoboCop 3 sucked, but this is basically a repaint of the Peter Weller figure with the jetpack. Yeah, the movie wasn't that great.
Yep.
And I think what they did was pretty smart to just keep the likeness of Peter Weller, because a lot of people are going to be more inclined to get it because of Peter Weller's likeness. So very happy with this, man.
This
Very
is
happy
awesome.
with this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Pedro says, RoboCop is awesome. It is awesome. He says, I'm pre-ordering Mark 3 first, though. Okay, no, it's fair enough, man. We're gonna talk about it, Mark 3 as well. All right, so let's see what else this figure comes with. So we have the gun, the jetpack looking really good in the back. You can move this piece up and down. Bunch of wires, weathering.
Yeah, the little weathering at the bottom where I guess the afterburners are, if you want to call it
Right.
that. That's very nice too.
Yes.
Very, very nice.
You see, when I look at the figures like this, I like to see the back, because sometimes that's where the detail goes. And if they do the back right with the weathering, the detail, whatever that is, you can see that this is going to be a good piece, you know.
Yeah.
And I know it might sound stupid, but
No,
those
no,
little things matter, man.
the hydraulics, like somebody put effort into designing those
It is.
hydraulics in 6 scale and making it look real. So it looks great.
Yeah, it is not easy.
Yeah.
You know, definitely not easy. All right, he says the Hot Toys Hotline says the jetpack is 100% plastic, but based on the Hong Kong, just based on the Hong Kong pricing. Okay. Yeah, we're still waiting for the price here in the US, so hopefully we'll see it next week. And you can actually display this on its own too, and it will look good.
Yeah, this looks good. Little cabling. I think that's still the same from the first version, but I don't think the first version came with the damaged chest armor, or maybe it did and it was a special edition.
The battle? No, it came, I think.
Yeah, it came with it. I know the other ones did. I don't know if the Robocop.
No, it came with the broken. It came with the broken helmet that you can see the eye.
Oh, okay.
That was badass, man.
That is pretty cool. Yeah. So this is a nice release, especially for those that missed the first one and really like RoboCop.
Yeah. Too bad that we don't have the price yet, but I think it's gonna be. I will say in the 350, 385 range.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I think
350, 385.
Right?
Yeah.
Give or take, you know, obviously we're not too exact here. So it's still a good price though. Still a good price.
I think so.
No?
I mean, how much is a die-cast Iron Man? We're getting to that, right?
And we're gonna get to it actually right next.
Yeah.
This one is the one that I want to talk about as well.
There you go.
So from the Iron Man movie, Mark III 2.0 Iron Man. And this is a pattern, right? They doing a lot of 2.0s, they're improving stuff from the past, making it better, you know. And of course, Iron Man is their moneymaker. And if you are into Iron Man, into Marvel, this is one of the figures that you want, because this is one of the best suits, right? My personal opinion. I think the Mark III is one of the best suits. Mark 85, Mark 46, Mark 47, me personally. So you know, you guys can disagree. So I think this is fantastic. It's it's a beast, you know.
And the other pattern that we're seeing is, again, more diorama bases, right? So this is a great, for those people that said, okay, we hit Mark 85, that's it, you know, I'm glad it's over. It's like, it's never over. It's Iron Man. It's their moneymaker. They'll start from scratch again and do it over, you know, 2.0s, right? As long as it keeps getting better, and this does look better. The height is bigger. The height is right where it matches the other Iron Man, right? The face sculpt looks better, and the hair for this version of Tony Stark.
Mm-hmm. And you see, I have my thoughts about the head sculpt, and the head sculpt looks fantastic, right? I don't think we can argue about the likeness of Robert Downey Jr. The only thing, it does look older.
It does.
And he was younger. So if you put this head sculpt in a Mark 85, you'll say, oh, this is amazing, right? But he was much younger. I don't think they need to do anything in the sculpting, but maybe the painting, right? To hide some of the wrinkles, maybe.
Yes.
Or maybe do some on the ice bags, those little bags over there.
It's in the eye bags. I think I agree with you.
Maybe they can fix that.
Yeah,
I think.
I mean, you're 100% correct. If I was getting this, I would take it as is. But you're right. I think that they would need to correct that. The eye bags, I think, or the bags under the eyes, whatever you call it. So if they can make one correction to that face sculpt, I hope they could do that. And it's probably because they used the existing head sculpt of the 85 or one of the recent ones where he's older and just added or changed the hair. So.
Right. Yeah. And I think it's going to look great anyways, And we are 110 people watching. Please smash the like button. Help us out. Let's beat the algorithm. That's our goal for tonight, to beat the algorithm. So hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't yet. And we are waiting for the Novi. He should be joining us any moment. And hopefully, Izzy, Company Collectibles, will join us as well. All right. So I like the detail here on the head that you can see the hair. Nicely kind of subtle with the blood stain. So yeah, I think it does look older, but nevertheless, I think it looks fantastic. The base though is freaking sick.
Dude.
The base is sick.
And I think the base even lights up, right? Because his eye is the Ironmonger eye. Looks like it's lit up. I could be wrong, but that it's, geez. I mean, that's an awesome base. Really,
we're gonna get an Ironmonger.
Probably a
re-release. Diecast is gonna be huge.
They've got the molds. They've got the molds already. All they need to do is improve the paint apps. Really.
Yeah, that's pretty much what they're gonna do. Now they did a comparison with the older figure. I never owned the Mark III, so I don't know much. I think people said that it was plastic. I'm not 100%. I think I heard that they were saying that it was plastic before. But if you see the proportions, obviously this is much how it should look, right? The new updated height. We have the feature here on the thighs. Oh, I'm sorry, on the back of the leg that you can see the light up feature, and that's great. Now the articulated waist. This is new. I don't recall seeing this in any Iron Man figure. So this is going to be a new feature that you can actually do more in the waist, right? The color is obviously much better as well. The red one was very cartoonish, right? This one is more like from the movie, pretty much.
Yep. And the height is, like you said, it's more in line with current Hot Toys Iron Man diecast. I never had the original Mark III diecast. I did have all the plastic versions of the Mark III, the original, the battle damage, the improved one. I sold them all off by now, and I had them all. But yes, the height and the proportions always seemed a little off, and the proportions here seem a little better, especially around the waist as it compares to the rest of the torso. It just looks better. And then, like you said, everything you said, Dante, the color, the added articulation at the waist for this mark is great.
It is really good. It's an improvement 100%, right? I mean, you have the battle damage chest piece as well with a lot. I mean, this thing is fully loaded, man.
Yep.
You can pose this figure like this and it's gonna look sick. And picture it having next to the Ironmonger. I mean, not the base, but the actual
figure. Yeah, awesome display.
Yeah, it will be sick. Yeah, this pose looks really good as well.
Yeah,
you see a lot of people selling. A lot of people sell the Iron Mans, and now this thing comes out. I'm like, oh. let me recall my sales here.
Yeah, this is nice. This is again a good idea by them to another Iron Man release. You might as well do a 2.0. Offer improvements. This isn't a re-release, right? This is a 2.0. So no complaints there.
Didn't we talk about this many shows ago, Desi?
Yeah.
About the reissues, the 2.0, what do we prefer?
Yeah.
And now that's what they're doing. They're doing 2.0s. It's really rarely doing reissues now.
Yeah, now it's 2.0s. Even if you look at Robocop 3, we were just looking at, that is more of a reissue, but you're still getting changes and updates. Like there's clearly changes in the paint apps, right? If they follow through, and I'm sure they will with the production.
Right.
And yeah, everything's not the same. Like you said, the original might have come with a broken helmet or something. This one doesn't. Like there's little changes like that. So that's good. And this one is a clear 2.0. This is not a reissue at all. It's a different product.
Different product, yes. You see here looks a bit younger, I guess, depending on the lighting.
It's the lighting.
But I do think that they should fade out a little bit the face and make it more looking more like this side here, right? That you don't see much the eye bag as much. Maybe fix it over here a little bit. You know, but you can see that he's sweating. I mean, I think they give that humid look on purpose, sweaty look on purpose. So, you know, and Punisher XS says, yes, the Rhino was plastic. So it was plastic.
Yep.
So now you're going to get die cast. All right. So then this, you know, this profile looks really good as well. Again, looks too old. But, you know, as soon as they fix that, I think it's going to be a good piece. Now, this base, man.
Or maybe the eyes don't light up on this base. I'm not sure, but this looks amazing regardless.
Dude.
Look at that. The sand, like in the crevices and everything, like very well sculpted.
The hand, so it looks like he's coming out. Like it's not like you just see somebody now. It looks like he's coming out. I mean, the rock here. And this is what I'm talking about. You know, yes, it's going to be more money when you get something like this because it is another... You know, they put a lot of love into this thing, right? To do this type of the bases is really not that easy, right? Because they need to make it look like as good as the figure, so it blends perfectly. So I hope that Hatos do more of this, not necessarily making big ass bases like this, but maybe changing the regular bases that we get with the same boring shape, the same boring, you know, sand footprints. If they start making these little changes here, I don't think people will be too upset to pay the extra $10 or the extra $15 or whatever for a better base. Right now, this is a different animal, obviously, but in general, I think they should change the bases. Maybe do it magnetic, that you don't have to even put the crotch grabber. You just put some magnets in the feet and put it on the base.
Yep, I 100% agree. I would pay a lot for a diorama base. You know, especially something like this. The detail that goes into this. I'm assuming this is probably digitally sculpted. And then it has to go through all the paint operations to make it look just like you said, Dante, as good as the figure. It's awesome. If they can start doing more of these, and they have, like I said, we saw a pattern already with Marvel. If we can, and even now with Vader, we can start seeing more of these where you have some consistency across all the bases, like maybe the nameplate or something, and it keeps it nice and consistent for your collection, but everything is different. So awesome.
So you see, Michael Hood made a good point. He says the base is beautiful, but it guarantees no Ironmonger figure coming. It's a good point if you think about it, because if they put in so much time into this half Ironmonger, this is probably gonna say, no, we're not gonna do it. But wait until the third-party company does one.
Yes, I think he has a good point. I think Michael
has a good point.
It's a good point. But never say never, only because they already have the Ironmonger figure, right? It's not like they never made it. They already have it. They already have the tooling. All they have to do is bring out the tooling again and like make another production run of it. But you still have a good point, though.
It is a good point. It is a good point. Okay, so this is everything that this figure comes with. The battle damage base. Sorry, the helmet. We have the base, the big ass base, the figure itself. I mean, oh, look who's here. Let me just put him here. Boom. Mr. Denobi.
Hey,
in the house. What's
hello,
up,
everybody?
my friend?
What's going on? What's going on? Here we go.
How you doing, man?
Nice
Good,
to
good.
man.
It's been a minute, man, since we have you on the show.
It's been more than a hot minute, huh?
I know, it's been more than a hot minute, yes.
It's been a bit.
It's been a bit. Right? The last time I saw you was last year when you were in New York.
Yeah. Hopefully, I'll be able to attend this year. Hopefully, fingers crossed. It's just I got to cruise on vacation. Won't be able to do the full event, but I would probably attend maybe 1 or 2 days. It just depends. I don't
Yeah.
want to lose. I don't want to lose my grandfathered badge because they approved me instantly for attending last year. That was the main reason I made an effort to attend
Mm.
under those circumstances, even though there was really nothing to see at the show. Still made an effort. Plus, it's New York. New York is fun.
So, yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, to do tourism, yes. uh, well, you
I
know,
look. I found one of my rarest grails there, so
I
I'm very
remember.
thankful for the trip.
I remember that. I remember
Mm,
that. That you have to ship that baby to your,
mm.
and you spend a
The
lot of money in shipping.
yeah, go figure, huh? It's funny how the circle of life.
The
It was
circle of life.
the Ed 209 from the RoboCop 2014 film, and look at this. We're talking about RoboCop again.
Yeah, we literally just finished talking about that Robocop. But
It's a nice
what are your?
change.
Mhm.
Yes, yes. But let's close up with this one, and we can go back a little bit to hear your thoughts about the Robocop. Okay, so we have the Mark III. This is
Yes.
everything this comes with. Were you surprised to see this coming,
No.
or it was expected?
No, I was expecting this. I didn't expect this to come so soon, though, because I knew that they were laying the groundwork to revisit the original 7. So I knew this was coming because it didn't make any sense. Hot Toys are smart, innovative company, right? They put a lot of R&D into the Mark 6 2.0, the Mark 7, which is an impressive figure, even the Mark 4. So we've gotten what, Mark 4, 5, 6, and 7, right? We've gotten 4 2.0s out of the original 7. So logic would dictate that, okay, the Mark 3 is coming. Me personally, I wasn't hoping it would arrive this soon in the middle of 130 plus pre-orders. So it's a nice welcome surprise, right? Surprise, at least. How would the emperor put it? What's the quote? A welcome surprise?
It
A
was
surprise for sure, but
it
welcome one,
was
something like that.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a surprise for sure. There you go. Yeah. So I
You
was
know,
expecting it. I just wasn't expecting like ugh, because I knew even before the Hong Kong pre-order price was shared with me, I knew this was going to be a $500 hit. The Mark 1 2.0 diecast is on pre-order is a $500 hit. So this wouldn't be any less than that, than the diecast. So it's awesome. I mean, I'm getting it. I'm not going to pre-order it though. But it's definitely coming home. Absolutely.
it's coming home. It's coming. All right, so let's see how much this beautiful thing is. So I'm gonna put this on here, and this is from again our
Mhm.
friends of Comic Concept. So it's for $39.99, and this is the, I guess, only edition they have. This one here, though, it comes without the helmet. I think the battle damage helmet.
Yeah.
Because they don't carry the exclusives like Sideshow will have it. Um, I don't think it's gonna be a much change in price because of the helmet. Maybe it's the same price. I don't know, but this one comes without it, and it's 439, and Sideshow has it at 455.
Yeah.
Either way, right? Whether you get the extra broken smash helmet or not. So, do you think it's fairly priced?
Oh yeah, it's the norm. I added when the Hong Kong price was shared with me, I added 30% sideshow tax, but it looks like it's more in line with a 25% or 26% sideshow tax. So, but regardless, if I was going to buy this through sideshow, this would still be a $500 purchase once I add the shipping and the tax. Because tax for me is close to 9%. So,
Hurts.
I mean, tax for me is it'd be right under $40, and then shipping has gone up, so it's $30. So I think it was 508 is I think the total that I had gotten when I threw it into the shopping cart. So
Mm.
I'm not in a big hurry, and I'm not spooked by the Jedi mind control of the 17-day pre-order.
We're
With
gonna
the,
talk about it. Hold your thoughts because we're gonna. I'm gonna talk about that.
Mhm.
I have to talk
Yeah,
about
that
that.
doesn't affect me one bit.
Desi, what are your thoughts about the price? Are you happy with the price?
Look, this is in line with diecast Iron Man, isn't it? And you're getting this base,
Mhm.
so no complaints from me on the price. There's, it's pricey, but again, it's in line with diecast Iron Man. So
Improvement, big ass base.
yeah,
yeah, I think because of what we're getting is well priced, right? Now, one probably complaint that we may have here is that we didn't get the USB powered feature in this. For the price, I think would be better, but hopefully future Ironmans. Because let me tell you, if you think this is it, no, we're gonna get more reissues or more 2.0s rather. They're not gonna do reissues anymore. They're gonna do 2.0s, so they can add a little accessory there and make you pay big bucks for it. That's gonna be the reality, man.
Agreed.
That's how it's gonna be. All right. So last but certainly not least, we're gonna talk about one of the. I think this was. I think out of the four announcements for this week, this was or five. This was the one that got the most. I'm not gonna say hate, but less favorable reviews, comments, perception. I haven't seen the movie, so I cannot comment on the movie. I haven't seen it yet. But I'm gonna start with Danovi. Mighty Thor. They want pre-order for you.
Lady Thor, Mighty Thor. Look, I mean, it looks like it's a decent figure. I haven't seen the film. I made it very clear I haven't seen the film, and I don't have much enthusiasm to see the film just because of the early reviews. For me, this film will be watched by me on Disney Plus. That's why I invest in Disney Plus now. So it looks fine. I have my concerns are with the seamless arms. You're gonna get just a static museum pose with this thing. You're not going to be able to go I mean, you can go dynamic posing for photos, but then other than that, it has to go straight. I mean, that's it. You pose it like that for a photo, and then you quickly put the arms back down. It's jointed on the shoulder, but it's those elbows, man, and the rubber and maybe they've improved the formula for rubber, but there's only, I mean, so for example, like for a Feistin TV League body, you can do dynamic pose and you can keep it like that for several weeks and then retain it back to museum pose without much damage, right? With the rubber that they use, the formula that they use, I remember when Gamora came out, like within 48 hours, people were like, yeah, I mean, it was starting to show cracks and tears. It depends on, clearly the environment and how dynamic and if you keep it at a 90-degree angle for a certain period of time, are you exposed to humidity? Again, I've mentioned this multiple times. The instructions tells you, keep figures away from high humidity. They print it so that way they don't, aren't liable for it. So I'll buy this when it hits the bargain bin. The same way I bought Fat Thor with a $75 coupon and some free ship, right? During the this is probably gonna be a coupon with this thing. There's probably gonna be a good deal with this. I'm not gonna day one pre-order this thing, but I would love to have a female Lady Thor, right? I mean, lady. I mean, that's kind of cool, but I'm not in a hurry for it.
Yeah, definitely not. And before I go with Desi, I want to say thank you to Bob Dylan with the $5 super chat. He said, Danovi is a toy durian. Mind tricks don't work. Only money. That deserves some laughs. Yeah. That was a good one. Only money. Yeah. Is that true, Danovi?
Yeah, they're
you are gonna pre-order toys.
Yeah, they're using a lot of gimmicks, and so I'm like, no, that doesn't affect me. The whole 7. It's clever. It's clever marketing. I applaud Sideshow, right?
Yeah,
I do. I think you have to evolve, right?
Very clever.
Completely agree.
It's going to weed out a lot of the unreliable collectors that day one pre-order, and then a year later, are crying mercy, So, like, hard times. What do you mean? You didn't plan for this figure, so now it's dead stock. So, they're adapting to the ever-changing landscape. So I applaud it. It doesn't bother me one bit. Anything that's gonna help bring balance to the force, right?
That's true. That's true. Desi, what are your thoughts about Lady Thor, Mighty Thor? This angle looks more like Natalie Portman than the previous one, but go ahead.
It does. I mean, look, I too I haven't seen the film. I am kind of in the same boat with Denobi. I'll probably watch it on Disney Plus for the same reasons.
Same here.
But anyways, this figure, look, it looks good enough. I'm not like the design is fine. I've got nothing negative to say about it other than, hey, I'd like to see the Portman head sculpt when they release it, because I don't think they've released it yet. But so far, this figure looks good, and that's again knowing nothing about the film. Right, I don't know nothing about the character, and I never read the comic book, this run of it, anyways. So, but this looks good. Yeah, you've got the probably the silicone or TPE arms. Who knows what it is? Hopefully, it holds up. But that's not much. I'm sorry, man. I'm a little at a loss for words on this one, other than like, hey, it's cool, you know.
It looks cool. My concern, like the novice said, is gonna be the articulation. Obviously, when you have seamless joints, that's what happened. Certain figures, I think, it's okay to have seamless joints because you know that they're not gonna be so posable, or it's more like a museum type of pose. But in Thor, you need to do the bending arms and doing some extra little things. So that could be a problem in the future. I mean, you can see here the crease is kind of bad. I mean, it's very, but I don't know, but the suit itself is amazing. Wire cape again. This is what they're doing. They are giving us a lot of things that they didn't do in the past, and we were wondering why they're not doing this. But now, because there's other companies doing it, more competition, more third party companies doing figures, they want to be on the top. So they need to kind of like pay some attention. Now, when they blur something, I'm always scared. You know, it's a 50-50. I do think that they're going to get the likeness right, but I don't know. I just hope that they do. But if they do, it's probably going to mean that we're going to get, hopefully, a Padme. Hopefully. I'm still hoping for it.
Yeah, well, that's one of the things I mentioned, like a year ago now, over, and I said, well, now that when they first announced Thor 4, what is this, Thor Love and Thunder, like, hey, we're probably going to get a Lady Thor head sculpt, so that means we're going to get a Padme head sculpt, right? They're just going to reuse it or make some small modifications, but nothing yet. Let's see.
Nothing yet. Just see, yeah. So now let's talk about price and see how much this precious figure is. So let me go back, which I don't know why I can go back.
I shared the story too, that I had the Thor that had introduced the seamless arms. This is like 2014 or 15 from a Dark World, and I remember there was like panic on Facebook at the time where someone had posted one of the arms had ripped, and I had just gotten that Thor. And I was at that time, I was pinching pennies hard, and I'm like, yeah, I don't have time for this. I go, I can't have a figure that could be a Jeopardy, one or a year or two down. So I think within less than a year, or within a year, I sold that Thor Dark World. I got rid of it. I don't even think I made a profit on it. I think I just sold it a little bit above what I paid for it. So I always in the back of my head, I'm always very cautious about these seamless arms. And then Gamora from the Guardians, the first Gamora was also troublemaker as well too. So what is this here? Denobi. Are there any exclusive accessories that caught your eye? The lightsaber box, the Kenobi, the damaged helmet with Mark III. Guide me. No, none of the accessories have done it for me. I've actually been more impressed with the announcements, and I guess Hot Toys sent in that signal, vote of confidence, hey, we're still here. So they haven't shown me any evidence that they're overextending themselves, even though I feel that they're overextending themselves, but they haven't shown that yet, right? So
in terms of what though? Like releasing stuff?
As far as deliveries, because most of their recent deliveries are still within have been falling in within 12 to 14 months, which is the standard delivery date before 2020. So it's really weird. Not counting weird anomalies like the 2012 Loki, like the Vision came out. The Vision from WandaVision came out within as projected. The Bat Tumbler came out as projected. A lot of the Christopher Nolan that everybody was swoon early in the year has been coming out as projected. And so other than what, the Endgame?
And Cable.
What's that? Oh, and then Cable.
Okay.
Yeah. So it seems that the troublemakers are any pre-orders that are stagnant from 2020. So that's the number that you got to keep an eye on. It's those 2020 pre-orders are the biggest concerns, right? Or cautious. 2021 pre-orders are being dropped within reasonable timeframes. It's not like, oh, it's a 2-year delay. Like, no, maybe a little over a year, 14 months, right? So it's those pre-orders that everybody kind of jumped on the bandwagon pre-ordering. Those are probably the ones that are getting folks in trouble right now.
So 120 people watching, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, all my friends here, and thank you guys for watching at home. So this figure is going for $290, $290 or $289.99 plus taxes plus shipping. I think it's fairly priced, you know. I just want to address this comment because I think it was kind of funny. So Mutant 323 says, but you also hate exposed joints. So what do you want? No arms? Yeah, I want her like this, no arms. I think it all depends, because one thing that I like about Venom is that the way they did it, the way they designed it, is that they made a gap, or not a gap, but they made it seems that you can actually bend the elbow or the knee, and it doesn't look that bad, right? You can still do it. The thing with seamless joints in general, regardless, is that you can do poses, you can do whatever you want, it's fine. The problem is that you cannot leave them vented for a long time, right? Now, it could happen, like it might get damaged over time, or it may not. No, really, nobody knows. It all depends of how you control the climate in your house as well, right? Because that also takes into account.
Dante, I'm sorry to cut you off here. Who here in the group panel hates exposed joints? I've never been on record to say I've hated.
No, my friend Desi.
Maybe he's referring to me. I don't like exposed joints.
Okay,
I admit that. So I don't. Maybe he's referring to me. So
okay,
so Desi is responsible for this.
I know for a fact I've never had an issue against exposed joints.
My fault.
Yeah. Sorry, Dante. Sorry to.
I have mixed feelings with exposed joints. It all depends of how it is done, right? If it makes sense, obviously I'm all for it. If it doesn't make sense, then I'd rather seamless joints. Like, for example, the Ahsoka, right? That one, to me, seamless joints is good. It will look bad if you have exposed joints, right? Because the arm is too tiny. Maybe on a bigger figure, I will be okay with that, as long as you have double joint, right? If it's single joint, no. So it all depends of the figure. It all depends of what do you need to compromise? Do you want to compromise articulation for look, or what, right? It all depends, and it all depends on the figure too. So yeah, that was actually funny too.
Problem is though is that Ahsoka Tano is a Jedi, and the whole thing with the Jedi is it's all dynamic posing. So
true, that's true.
What do you? I mean,
that's true too. So okay, so now let's go to the next topic, and I think my friend Donovi came at the perfect time for this. So we were talking briefly about this, and is Sasha playing the mind tricks with the pre-orders, creating the FOMO? If you notice, and I'm gonna flash all this on the screen in just a second. This is a brand new platform, so I'm playing around and trying to manage this the best I can. So okay, so we got limited time release, 16 days for the Spidey, right? We got another one, limited time release for the Iron Man. And then we got limited time release for the Darth Vader. All of them are the deluxe versions, right? Danovi, please give us your thoughts about this. What is this FOMO thing? Is this a sign that they want people to really pre-order, maybe get the novice to actually pre-order, or what are your thoughts about this? To me, is like FOMO thing. It's like pushing people. Remember,
Uh,
this is not coming in
yeah.
6 months. It's coming in 2024. So
So it's providing an incentive for Sideshow to get first dibs before they open up the pre-orders to the rest of the country, right? To local comic book shops, and they are the main distributor. So it would only be fair that they would create the advantage to grab the first sale first, right? Um, so it's not so much a FOMO. It's a combination of, look, we want to grab the first sales first, and we also at the same time we don't want dead stock, right? Can you imagine their warehouse? All the amount of canceled pre-orders and just that. So when you have a Sideshow exclusive like this, and I hate this crap, you have two SKUs. The rule of thumb is that when you have a product that has two SKUs, this shit is going to sit. It's not going to go anywhere. It's going to sit there and collect dust because there's two SKUs. They're going to have their Sideshow exclusive SKU, then they're going to have the regular Hot Toys SKU. And for the most part, they're going to have a little bit of surplus left over. So I get it. They do want to create a little bit of urgency so that they can plan accordingly to their inventory come next year. They don't want to sit, with 20,000 units and start giving the crap away with $75 coupons. Captain America Endgame, they gave away a $75 coupon on that. That was bonkers. That was just complete utter bonkers. And they did it with Fat Thor, and I ended up buying them. And you know what? With the free shipping and the $75 coupon, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a great deal. I go, cool. Versus $300 figure to a $200 figure, you as a collector, you tend to look at things very differently based on value and what you spend on it. Nobody wants to spend $500 or $600 on a figure and then see it get discounted later on further down the road. So look, I applaud this. Whatever it takes for Sideshow to stay competitive, to stay relevant, I'm all for it. But I don't, this to me, what are the exclusives? What, holograms? The recycled crushed helmet for Iron Man. Now, the Spidey version is the most interesting, though, because it includes a prop, right? It includes that Dr. Octavius tentacle. And there's value in that tentacle. Look, I've been collecting Hot Toys for a while. Holograms don't mean shit in the secondary market for the most part. Nobody cared to purchase the Sideshow exclusive Mark 7. Everybody was unloading, exclusive or not. It was still trending the same price. For the most part, when it's crappy little holograms, it doesn't mean anything. It really doesn't. But the Spider-Man is a little bit different, though. It actually has a useful prop. I wouldn't even call that accessories. I would call that part of the diorama prop. That's clever. So out of all of them, this is probably the one I'm like, that's interesting. You get a Dr. Otto Octavius tentacle. There's a lot you can do with that. A hologram? Third-party so-so toys and those little pirate companies are going to end up creating those generic little holograms anyway. They usually, for the most part, hologram suitcases, all that stuff, that usually gets knocked off pretty easy. But the tentacle, a high-quality licensed Doc Ock tentacle, see, that's different.
Yeah, that's different. I think that's, you see, it all depends, but still, I think, like you said, and I do agree with your points, Denovi. At the end of the day, really, they're not putting a gun in your head to tell you, hey,
Nope.
you need to pre-order this right now. Obviously not, right? But it does play some mind tricks as well, because you're thinking, oh shoot, wait a minute, hold on. I want to get the best of this figure, right? Even if it is one little accessory extra, whether it's a gun, hologram, smash helmet, or whatever, you want to get that particular figure with everything, right? Because I think the fact is that when you sell stuff in the secondary market that is a deluxe edition with exclusive something, the price tends to be a bit higher than normal. I mean, I'm not saying bit like, I don't know, $40 more probably. I'm not saying like $100, $200 more, but sometimes that little thing might be a game changer when you're selling something in the secondary market. But obviously, it depends on what figure it is, depends of the line. If it's Star Wars, now there is more hot than Marvel, but everything comes in waves, right? I think it is clever because people are gonna be pushed to pre-order. But I want to hear Desi on this. Are they playing mind tricks? Did they get you, Desi?
No, not yet. They haven't gotten me yet. But then again, I'm not ordering Spidey because I have to agree. If I was going to order Spidey, that Dog Hawk tentacle, it would make me think. I'm not saying they would get me, but it would make me think. I'll say that.
Mhm.
Definitely not on a hologram. For the completionist that not only has to have every figure, but has to have the complete version, the top version of every figure, you'll definitely get them. I do applaud Sideshow for doing this, for using this tactic, because it works. And sometimes it works. So I don't blame them. But they haven't gotten me yet. I will be honest, though. I don't think they've put up the Robocop yet. We were just saying that.
No.
If the special edition with the damaged damaged plate for the chest, I don't know. I kind of want that. I don't know if they're going to get me on that one. And I missed out on all the other Robocops. So it's like, should I just wait entirely to see if they re-release Robocop from Robocop 1 and 2, which is the one I really want, or do I get this one from 3? That's the only one I'm thinking about. And again, just being honest. I don't know. But again, I don't blame them for using this tactic. I would if I was working there. So
yeah, and eventually people are gonna order it anyways, right? It's not like no one is gonna. But I think overall it is a very good tactic, right? We need to pre-order stuff. If you wanna, if you like to do that, it's fine. I mean, nobody is judging nobody here, but the way they do this is tricky, and I think based on what happened with the secondary market and what happened with the Hong Kong resellers with all this, getting extra stock and reselling it for a huge amount of money, and then once the figures are in stock, they sell the same things that they have here for like half price. They're on the right to kind of secure that market for them as well, right? I think that's gonna be an ongoing problem. I don't think the reseller market is gonna change anytime soon unless something drastic is done. Because sometimes you can get good deals, sometimes you end up paying a lot of money. I guess it is what it is.
So Dante, the whole Sideshow, look, when you place a mouse trap, right? So it's all about being the clever mouse, right? So when there's a mouse trap and there's a piece of cheese on it, you let the other mouse set off the trap, and then you go right behind it, and then you collect the cheese. So what I'm going with this metaphor is that there's going to be collectors out there that are going to pre-order the Sideshow exclusive, and then when in a year's time, life happens, and for the most part, they'll end up canceling it. It's those cancellations that I've been betting, that I will bet on, because I haven't lost out yet. So there's always going to be cancellations with these pre-orders. So
always
let the pawns go first.
Yeah, always. And with 121 people watching, please smash that like button. Let's beat the algorithm. And I want to say thank you to Old Toys for the $20 super chat. Great panel, Dante. Sideshow is definitely playing mind tricks. And yeah, it's probably true. But again, they are in the right to do whatever they feel is right for their business.
Yes.
We just kind of try to tell people that don't get too crazy, and because sometimes, so it is. Again, I'm not opposed to pre-orders, right? Really not. But at the same time, some collectors may make decisions that is just they just jump too quick because I don't want to miss this out. I don't want to I don't want to lose this chance of getting my favorite beta or my favorite whatever, right? And that could be a problem because at the end of the day, if they end up canceling the order in the long run because they say, you know what, I cannot afford to have, I don't know, a Mark III and a DX beta, for example, right? So I have to cancel one. You're losing money, and now every penny counts. Every penny counts. So thank you so much, All Toys, for the beautiful super chat. So you deserve some really good applauses for that. So thank you. Thank you for that. All right. So we're gonna go to the next topic. And let me see if I can actually go back here.
The other thing too is that I don't like paint myself into a corner. It seems every few months there's a surprise purchase that I have to jump on. If there's not a Kickstarter, if it's not a HasLab, if it's not Mondo and they're timed pre-orders with their exclusive He-Man line, right? So I
Crazy.
can't paint myself into a corner with Hot Toys anymore. They haven't shown that level of confidence when it comes to their with their pre-order batches. What the only thing I've seen is that they deliver their figures and it sits for quite a while, and then I see collectors with buyer's remorse because they ended up paying a mint to get it from overseas, and now they see it discounted. So for me, look, I'm not going to stop buying Hot Toys, but there's no urgency for me to rush out to get the stuff. Not when there's surprise, like real grails. I can't tell you the amount of grails that have outside of Hot Toys. Again, if you're a He-Man collector, they're timed pre-orders of 2 days. You have 2 days to pre-order He-Man, or you have 2 days to pre-order She-Ra. Or if it's not HasLab, it's Tommy's Enterprise. If it's not that, they've already teased that there's going to be another Kickstarter based on the 50th anniversary of Ghost Rider. So those to me are more important than paint myself into a corner with Hot Toys, and then come next year, I get bombarded with 3 or 4 different invoices. I'm like, well, wait a minute, I can't deal with these invoices right now. Not when there's a surprise Kickstarter or HasLab or something that requires more attention than paying these invoices. And then if I don't pay it, then what? I'm out of my non-refundable deposit, right?
Right. Not fair to you. Exactly.
They aren't giving it. I'm telling you, retailers aren't dealing with that shit. And they're not giving away their. You pre-order it. You either you fork up or you lose the deposit. Plain and simple.
Right. 135 people watching. Hit the like button. Almost 100 likes. And now I'm going to introduce this new segment. Hope you guys like it. Let's see how that goes. All right, so 1980s are the best, man. I love the 80s. You guys know me. So 1980s are the best. So this is a new segment that we're gonna be doing on Fridays, and I know you guys are gonna like this because there's so much to talk about the 80s. So this particular episode of the 1980s are the best, we're gonna talk about 80s movies. So I selected a few movies, which I'm gonna flash in just a second, the picture of the movie. And I want to hear your thoughts about what would you like to see in terms of a figure, and what other movie related or in the same kind of like the same category. For example, if you see, I don't know, Star Wars, for example, you can say, oh, you know what about Spaceballs? It's kind of similar in terms of the sci-fi type of thing or comedy, whatever. What figure would you like to see, Hot Toys or any other company, or who do you think might have the best chances to make that particular character as a figure, right? So I'm going to start very randomly here with this one. This is out of the bunch because there's a bunch of really cool movies from the 80s, but this is one that me personally enjoy a lot. I was a huge fan of this character, so I'm gonna put it on the screen and hear your thoughts about it. Does anyone remember this movie?
Never seen it. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
I'm telling you, man, I'm a huge fan of Van Damme. I think I watched so many movies, like Universal Soldier. This one, no, what was the other one? Was No Retreat, No Regret?
I don't know if I would pay money for a Van Damme figure.
I would.
I'll,
I definitely would pay money for this.
I would probably for Universal Soldier, and I don't think that was 80s. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No,
and it's been made
no.
by a third party, I think, like licensed. So I would pay money, but I didn't. So
Yeah.
Do you think? I mean, I know that Inard always does polls and see what people want, and a lot of people kind of like 80s stuff. You know,
Oh, I love
yeah,
the 80s.
yeah,
Oh yeah, I'll spend good money on the 80s.
yeah.
Just not on this film. No. In fact, I don't think Van Damme has ever had a merchandisable IP that I would want to spend $300 on a licensed figure of him. I just, not even Universal Soldier. Nope.
so most likely a third party will do it. I can see a third party doing this.
Yeah, third party can knock. Yeah, they can go to town on that.
Yeah.
I just know. No, what is, my God, is this film library that weak? I'm trying to think. Is it?
Yeah, kind of.
It
Look,
really
this,
is.
I
right?
love this movie, man.
I
really
no, I agree. I love this movie. This movie, I consider it a guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
But to Denobi's point, like it's film library.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say.
I'm gonna have to pull up his IMDb. I'm like, oh, what's he done? Ugh.
Yeah, like you've seen his movies, but they're not up there.
Yeah.
Well, because it's, I mean, you're not going to see a Van Damme movie more like a Titanic or Avatar
Like-
with a nice
like-
story, nice background. It's going to be all like, you know, how many people this guy's going to kill in the film?
Yeah, yeah.
Pretty much, right?
Shoot, the only one I can think of that I would actually enjoy, like I enjoy his film, would be Time Cop, but I still wouldn't want to buy the figure off of Time Cop.
Yeah.
Mm. So, okay, I'm going to put another one. And I think this one is, I think Danobi will agree with me that this could be a good option if Hot Toys decides to pull the trigger on Beetlejuice. And we're going to get another Beetlejuice as well.
Yeah.
I
No one's ever been able to do a decent Beetlejuice at a decent price that's not outside custom commission jobs. Yeah. Yeah, the whole commission circle right now is under scrutiny anyway with this one dude. So, yeah, a licensed, because I know Sideshow did it, but it was a joke. Sideshow did it. Sideshow made a licensed Beetlejuice. Yes.
I think it's kind of pricey right now in the aftermarket.
Yeah, I remember, and we were making fun. I remember I made fun of the price. It was expensive. This is for like 2016, 2015. That was not a cheap figure back in the day. I think it was right under $300.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was either at 300 or with shipping and tax. It was not. It was not cheap, and it did not look that great. Yeah, I would definitely support a licensed Beetlejuice, not a third party. I wouldn't care. I wouldn't buy them like, yeah. But a licensed, yeah, done right. Because the problem with the ones that have always had issues with in the past, like Sideshow had issues with it, is the suit, is the tailoring, is the stitching. It has to be just right. And even the custom one, I remember, still wasn't even screen accurate. That's the benefit of Hot Toys, is that they can actually get probably the actual schematics, the blueprints, whatever, you know, from the actual costume designer with the actual measurements and so forth, to make the actual suit just right, and then to have like the weathering, because it was a weathered suit in the film. So
that's true. That's true. You know, one thing I can see in this, Desi, I can see Beetlejuice, and I can see a nice diorama behind him.
Well, I mean, look, I would pick up the Beetlejuice figure, but I was one of the people that made a commission base for it. Not the figure, but I made a commission base for someone of this house that he's sitting on, of that size. And that was a fun project. But yeah, I think we definitely need a cool licensed Beetlejuice figure. I don't see it happening.
No.
But it would be cool if we had one, for sure.
Yeah.
You know who can I see doing this? I think Inart will pull the trigger to do something like this. I can be wrong. I you know, because if you notice, the choices have been very populish. very popular.
Yeah.
So I do think that they might, because Beetlejuice is I mean, a lot of people saw this movie. It's a freaking fun as hell. Even my 13-year-old saw the movie recently, and she loved it. So that's when you can show your kids, teenagers, look watching these movies and they like it. That's a good sign. That means it was good. you know
Saw this in theaters too. That's how old I
It's,
saw Beetlejuice in theaters. It was huge. It was 88, 87, something like that. It was huge. Big deal.
so
Yeah.
Single Story says Beetlejuice only if it comes with a tiny house as a diorama
Yeah.
base. That would be, yeah, only Beetlejuice. I think that's all we need. Only Beetlejuice with a tiny house, you know. And perhaps that little character, I don't remember the name, but at the end of the movie, they had a small head that was
Yeah.
waiting.
Yeah.
Remember
Shrunken
that?
head.
The shrunken head, yeah, that would be fun as well. So yeah, this definitely I can see Inar doing it more than Hot Toys, or maybe Sideshow, because they did it originally, but how they're going right now, I don't know if they gonna do a good job about it. All right, so let's move on to the next one. So what about this one here? Baseballs.
Well, we're definitely not going to get the merch. I think that deal is still in place.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, no, it'd be cool to have a dark helmet figure, wouldn't it? Amongst some other figures here for sure. Even a 1/6 scale Winnebago, right?
Yes.
But yeah, no, that'd be cool. Unfortunately we're not going to see it. But
Hot Toys, I don't think so. I can see third-party companies doing it. I can definitely see it. And this
Even though the agreement, because you're right, the old school handshake between Mel Brooks and George Lucas, right? From what I understand, from a legal perspective, it was full valid up until Disney purchased Lucasfilm. So, because it was a handshake deal, there was nothing ever. It was an agreement. Like George gave the blessing to Mel Brooks. And, in fact, it was not only such a handshake deal, like George Lucas freed up time from ILM so that Mel Brooks can use actual, like the effects and the composite and the models, that all of that was done in and made by ILM. So that was the agreement. But again, this is a different time. Disney now owns Lucasfilm. So if Disney wanted to, most certainly, yes, since George is out of the picture. But I don't know. See, this is the problem. This is a whole lineup. Like, would you get Yogurt? Would you get, Dark Helmet? This is a tough one here. I mean, for me, Dark Helmet would be, it'd be Rick Moranis and Yogurt and John Candy, and then what's his name? Lone Star. Right? Lone Star. And then, so Lone Star, Barf, Yogurt, Dark Helmet, and then the princess, I can't think of her name. Shoot.
I know someone in the chat will tell us right now.
Somebody in the comment, tell us what the princess name is. Yeah. And then Dot. And then Dot Matrix. Dot Matrix is C-3PO, yeah.
Dude,
right?
I'm telling you.
Yeah, or Dottie for short, yeah. So, yeah, this is a tough one.
It's a tough one, right? You see, some of them,
because everybody would say that they would get it and support it, and then the minute the pre-orders show up, everybody looks the other way. Right. Absolutely, on this
but
one.
You see how it was progressing, right? From something that no, there's no way. Then Beetlejuice, you know what? Yeah, probably, most likely. And then this one is tough. I'm gonna keep going higher here. So I do think that this will be freaking amazing, man. Like, whoever does it, if they do it right, they got my money. 100%, they got my money. This one, because we love Star Wars, we love Marvel, we love DC, right? The main ones, we all love that. But this type of IPs, this is the fun part, right? When you collect those one-offs, those not super popular lines, but it was part of our childhood, part of our lives, pop culture. It is definitely a must have. Hopefully they do it. Maybe again, I can see same as Beetlejuice, I can probably see more in art pulling the trigger on this than Hot Toys. And let me tell you, the moment in art does a license Spables line, guess what's gonna happen? Probably Hot Toys is gonna jump as well.
If
I don't know.
if
If.
this, I guess Disney puts up the license for it, then yeah, then in art will do it. Yeah, if not a third party.
If not,
Yeah. I just don't, like I said, I feel like they legally could, but they may end up pissing George, right? So, and they're trying to keep him contained in a force field somewhere in the Disney property in a dungeon to keep his mouth shut, right?
Yeah.
Because they don't like it when he stomps his feet, and his wife has to keep him on a leash. I love his wife.
Shut up, George.
Yeah. I'll never get over that one live stream his wife had to pull him because he goes on a rant.
So I'm going to continue with the pictures, but then I want to go to the chat as well. Only 2 likes away for 100 likes. Come on, guys. I'm going to give you 5 seconds just to kind of click the like button here so I can read your comments here on the chat. 110 people watching. All right, so let's move on to the comments here because they have really good suggestions. So Mischief says, give us Edward Scissorhands. That one actually I can see happening as well.
Yeah.
You know,
That was
and
nice.
what happened with Johnny Depp,
Yeah.
maybe could be a good, you know, that or Pirates of the Caribbean.
That's gonna be
But
tough.
we're talking about the 80s. This is a tough one.
How would you do the hair though? Would it be sculpted or would it be like
I think
Again, I can see Inar doing it because they are very good at the sculpted as rooted hair. That one I think
Yeah,
will
you're
look
gonna
better
need-
with rooted hair.
you're gonna need rooted hair for the scissors hands. You can't do sculpted for that.
I mean, you could, but it just won't look good.
It won't look good.
terrible.
It'll look like
Yeah.
a NECA figure. And then if you can do
Yeah.
sculpted, then you're better off buying NECA. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
yeah.
That's true. Somebody mentioned as well.
A lot of pleather too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of leather. Freddy Krueger.
That's right.
Now I can see Hatto's doing more horror figures, you know, because they did with Pennywise, which came out good. Now, obviously, Inart is gonna do their version. I think Hatto should explore more horror characters.
We've gotten like two licensed Freddy Cougars already.
We have Sideshow, and what was
Sideshow.
it? I have the Sideshow one. The body sucks though, but
Well,
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
That's a different topic for a different show.
yeah. I'm like, we've gotten a licensed Freddy. I know that. I've seen him twice. So I don't know if the second time was a reissue or not, but he's shown up multiple times.
Daphne. What was the name of?
Daphne. I'm not. Sorry, I'm not.
No, the
Not
name
familiar.
Of the princess. The name of the
Daphne.
princess.
That's the name. Yeah, for the princess.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
That's it. He got it.
That's
Mhm.
right.
Suniga.
Zuniga. Yeah.
That's
Vespa?
right.
Vespa?
Vespa. Yeah. From the world that she's from. Yes.
Oh, Vespa.
Yeah. She had to marry the prince, so she escaped in the little shuttle craft pod. So yeah.
So the record says the Navi question: why hasn't TV League made a 1/6 scale heavy metal Tarna?
It's the license issue with that. It's interesting. I'm actually watching a science fiction documentary that I backed, and they talk about this. This is the license is based with the off of the magazine, the actual heavy metal magazine, and I think when the magazine folded, it was bought up by someone else, and I don't know who has it. So that's an interesting one there, though. But I mean, they seem to be licensed everything else, though. But I'm gonna dig a little bit deeper because I know when the magazine folded, everything was like auctioned off and sold off in parts and segments. For all we know, Warner Brothers could have this license. A lot of that stuff was just because they made the film. There was an animated film to this, and the producer to that film was Ivan Reitman, producer to Ghostbusters. He produced that one. So yeah, it's one of those cult 80s films. So Plus, would people remember her though too? Because she was only it was an anthology film with several skits. So it's one of those like, did she stand out of all of those anthology segments in that film? So I think it'd be cool.
Yeah, there's been a few statues of her, and yeah, it's just. I mean, I know they released a Heavy Metal 2000 doesn't hold up to the original.
No,
I don't know. I don't know. It would have to be maybe third party.
And I'm wearing the licensed $250 goggles, right? Like, do I want to spend $250 and up for how much? Do I really love this character this much, or do I love the character 6-inch action figure $50 much, right? So there's a big difference. Like, for example, Spaceballs would probably be better for NECA to tackle if it was to ever get licensed. NECA would probably do a better job at that.
What about 3-0?
3-0 is such a hit or miss, though. It's like every time they go all in, no one cares. Like they went all in on Robocop and no one cared, right? Yeah. Every time they go, they go 110% and no one cares. It's just weird how they are still in business.
That's bad. Yeah. That's bad. Oh, Robotech. I love Robotech.
But
maybe I can see.
I feel that's been done by Bandai or Blitzway, like every
year. Macross. It's
Macross or something.
Yeah. So well, we have some bots again.
The only one I would want to see from the 80s is Johnny 5 Short Circuit. I can't believe we've never gotten a licensed Johnny 5. And I remember I went down that rabbit hole a few years ago on the whole licensing issue with Short Circuit. And it's like it's tied up like in license and limbo where like 3 different entities own a portion of it. It's weird. I didn't know that because the studio that made it went bankrupt afterwards. I think it was Carlco or one of those 80s Canon or one of those that made Short Circuit. And then they had a string of bombs afterwards, and then they folded. And it's weird how all that stuff works, where it just gets cut up in like pie slices and other entities own a portion of it. So if you ever want to make a licensed product on this character, you need the blessing of these 2 entities to move forward. It's just weird. So I think that's one of the reasons why we may not get a Terminator 2 revisit or Terminator line revisit. Because I think the licensing reverted back to James Cameron and he's being a dick. There was something that time expired and it went back to him. It's weird. Something happened that like it was owned by the studio, and after X amount of time, it folded back to him. So James Cameron's really busy right now with Avatar, so he's doesn't care about Terminator or anything like. He doesn't like looking backwards. Mm-hmm. He's a unique individual. He does not like looking backwards. Everybody, he's promised the community on the 4K Abyss, right? That he was overseeing, and he hasn't delivered that in years. He promised that like in 2018. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be Avatar moving forward for James Cameron.
It's going to be, in 2045, we're going to get Avatar 3.
Yeah.
So it's going to take a long time. But talk about Short Circuit. That was the second one that I wanted to show you guys.
I would buy this. I'd pay $500 for this if they added, die-cast components and they made it screen accurate. I would. With
the gimmicks that you can move the eyes up and down, a lot of feature with sound.
Everything. It's crazy. I just don't understand why they. I mean, like again, I understand why, but this would have been something that should have been made a while ago. A Johnny 5 in 1/6 scale would be really, really cool.
What do you think, Desi?
There was a sequel to this too, right? I remember seeing two movies as a kid. Yeah. Look, I mean, I loved this movie as a kid. I'll be honest, I probably wouldn't pick it up. I would pick up some other random weird stuff from the 80s. That's not going to get made. But and this one's a cool figure. Like it really is. It's a cool design. It's a cool robot droid, if you will. But I got to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. I probably wouldn't get this one.
And I have the custom. I mean, I commissioned one to be
I haven't
built.
seen it. What'd you think of it? Is it good?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I haven't used.
awesome.
I've never. I thought I've taken a photo of it. Let me see if I
Yeah.
haven't.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Let me see. Oh, it's in my Robocop section. Hold on. I have to add some wiring to it, but here you go. Hold on, look. Here you go.
Damn, that looks pretty good. Hey,
Oh,
that looks
wow.
great.
Who made that one?
Titan, a Facebook commissioner. That this is all he does, and he makes. Yeah, he 3D prints most of the parts, and depending on how much you want to spend, this is probably the mid tier, because if you wanted to go high end, like $1,000, the lights would the eyes would light up, and it would have blinking lights in the chest, and it's not complete. There's like cables, little wires that should be running through the arms and stuff like that, but for the most part, it's like Stephanie.
That's impressive.
That's pretty good, man. I didn't. Wow.
But
So
yeah,
you can only
so-
get it customized. Oh, it looks
Yeah, so this
freaking
is
fantastic.
and
It's
and
a-
then
it's a diecast,
I
right?
wanted to make sure it had the laser that can destroy. So
Nice.
yeah,
yeah, that one
Cool,
looks
huh?
freaking amazing. Yeah, no, that's
Very neat.
That's neat. Okay, so that's one, and then we have this one here, and this one definitely I think Hot Toys is gonna have to do this, man. Conan.
man, we're never gonna get a licensed Conan Barbarian. We came close with Chronicle Collectibles, and they folded.
Yep.
That was sad. That was sad. I had it all lined up too, where I was going to do like a body swap, because they had the screen accurate, like the belt, the sword, the helmet, the boots, everything. Because I know there's a third party company kit that you
Mhm.
can make, but Chronicle Collectibles actually had the actual costume designs, the true licensed version, even though the body that they were using was and it was shown 2 years at Comic-Con.
Oh.
But 2020 came, and they got pruned with everything else that they had in pre-order. Do you remember that? Any of you?
Yeah.
So I moved on.
So no Hot Toys. Who else can do this? Licensed Conan.
I would love to see it. This I would get. I would absolutely get this.
Blitzway?
But
Blitzway can make it.
This way in 1/6 scale.
Yeah, Blitzway.
In art. I'm
would.
doing inner because inner is pretty much doing everything people want.
I haven't seen anything released from Enart, so I wouldn't even curse this Conan. I mean, for me to wish Enarts to make this Conan just means I'll never see this Conan ever made. This thing has been in such limbo for years.
yeah.
I know,
I-
but
I-
seems to be that 80s is kind of coming back. If you notice, like a lot of shows and stuff is 80s based. So I have hope that we might see, Conan in the future.
And then he may want an expensive licensing fee. Arnold may demand.
I want more money.
Yeah, because the Chronicle Collectibles one was supposed to be like $260. This was 2019 price, right? I remember I visited the booth. He was like, "Oh, it'd be around 250, 260." What the guy told me. So that was before inflation.
Damn. He said, "I pre-ordered the Dark Conan from Chronicle." That's what he said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nathan says, "I want Conan more than anything. Give me a Conan. I want Conan now."
Along these same lines, I know the movie's not great or considered not great, but you know what I would
The
want?
character.
A 1/6 scale live action He-Man, Dolph Lundgren,
Oh,
and the Skeletor from that movie.
yes.
Like I know the movie, but I did like the design of the characters. Whether it's He-Man or not, I like those designs.
Let me see. I'm gonna put it on the screen. Let me see.
We may get it, through
Yeah.
Mondo Tees. There's a high probability. I don't know if you collect any of the Mondo figures, but because they just got bought out by Funko. Funko is a new owner too.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
I don't have Mondos, but Yeah, I know Funko, and I know somebody did a 7-inch line of these of the live action He-Man movies.
Super
I don't know
7.
who. Super 7. There you go.
And they were expensive. They were about $100 a pop. They weren't cheap.
Yeah.
That
Well,
was for a 6-inch action or a 7-inch or whatever.
something
So,
like that. Yeah.
I'm pretty positive that Mondo, or because Funko likes to milk everything, that we're probably gonna get a He-Man based off
Look at this
Dolph.
one.
Yeah,
That would be cool.
that's sold out. That was a 2-day timed pre-order. I
Yeah.
pre-ordered this guy. It's like, did anybody in the panel pre-order this guy?
No,
it was
I
only
didn't.
open for 2
No, I
days.
didn't. I didn't know. No, you see, no, I didn't.
Yeah.
This thing looks freaking amazing, man.
Let me tell you something. While everybody else is trying to chase grails on Hot Toys, this is a grail right here. Timed pre-orders. Soon as it drops, it's already above its retail price. I shit you not. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
The original, and this is the 2.0 He-Man. The original 1.0 He-Man, that bad boy was breaking $500 on the secondary market.
It had a Skeletor too, right?
And
Mondo
the Skeletor too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So when they offered this as a 2-day pre-order, and it's a 2.0 where it's going to include the more armor and the head sculpts, I'm like, oh hell, I'm not missing out on this. That first one was trending above $500.
Yeah.
I wish Hot Toys would do this. I'm all about timed pre-orders. Some collectors hate it. To me, it's the next best thing versus a Kickstarter, because people are like, oh, the M1 fighter is going to be. I don't think so, because of the whole distribution thing. But there's no reason why they cannot do a timed pre-order, meaning it's going to be open for 2 weeks. After that, we shut it down. I don't understand why they don't do that.
100%. I completely agree. I wish they would do that. I mean, yes, there's that risk that, you have low orders and now you have to tool it because you've got the orders. But overall, it should balance out because you're going to get more orders because it's timed. Right?
Exactly.
So 100%. I wish they would do that.
Yeah, but only if it's guaranteed that they're not going to do a reissue type of thing, right? Because if you know that they're going
to reissue yet, well, through Mondo anyway, they've done 2.0s.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, as long as it's not a straight like a reissue, but it's a 2.0, it's different because they can include something different, whether it's the outfit or an improvement of the articulation and add an extra accessory or something exclusive extra. Then, of course, it's gonna be worth. But if it's gonna be something that you're gonna order, no, forget it. We're gonna see another Iron Man. It doesn't make sense. So it has to be something like limited for real. That's why I see it. I can be wrong. Okay, and the last one I wanted to show you guys is this one here. What are the chances that we're gonna see this guy?
Oh, I wouldn't buy that.
Teen Wolf.
Isn't there a remake coming up?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is remake.
Yeah.
No, they can't. They still can't even get Michael J. Fox right for Back to the Future. I can only imagine.
Really, I like that one. I like the Back to the Future one.
Yeah, I do too, because I'm a Back to the Future fan. But I mean, even then, it's like, oh, there's still work. No, I wouldn't. And then like with the fur and
it will be a Chewbacca disaster.
Yeah, I don't know. 250
mixed
for
feelings.
Teen Wolf. I don't know.
So probably third-party company doing it, most likely.
No, or NECA. Let NECA deal with this stuff.
Or
NECA make
at this point.
Well, that's what they're focused on. I mean, that's what NECA does. They keep rehashing the same crap. More predators, more aliens, and every now and then they expand to a different, IP. But because they like to play it safe. So I know their biggest leap of faith right now for NECA is the Universal Monsters. So right now and what they're doing. But Teen Wolf like this, I mean, this is like if they announced it, everybody would. I just feel like it would be a fake out. Everybody, oh, I love it. It looks great. And then the minute the pre-orders drop, it'll, everyone turns the other way. Which I'm calling it for Peacemaker. Even with the Peacemaker upgrades, I still feel collectors are gonna punk out when the figure drops, because I think the improvements are great on that Peacemaker. I just don't know if collectors are gonna step up to the plate to drop $300 on a John Cena figure.
Yeah, that's
In the middle of Star Wars, especially when that sucker's supposed to drop with all these other vehicles.
Well, that's gonna be
It's
a
hard.
topic from a different. Yeah, it's hard. I
Yeah.
mean, one thing for sure is that we got so many good figures. So many good, great releases. I think it's way better than last year. If you ask me, compared to what was shown this summer showcase, it was way better than last year, and not only in terms of figures, but also in terms of what DX. They're doing a lot of DX figures. Something that at one moment we thought they forgot about it, and then we start bringing the topics. They decide to do it more. So yeah, it's been a good show. So we're gonna wrap this up. I know we have still more stuff to go through, but we're gonna leave it for next week because it's kind of getting late here. And I want to say thank you guys for watching. Thank you so much for your patience. This is a brand new system that I'm using, so I just tried to get familiar. I think I did it good. I think for the most part, besides the when I left Desi by himself at the beginning
No
of the
problem.
show, but we're getting there. So I'm gonna go bottom up. My friend Denovi, thank you so much for stopping by. I do
you're welcome.
appreciate it. What's going on in the Novi world?
Oh man, I'm back from San Diego. It's been I still gotta upload the footage I got from the San Diego floor just for historical purposes so people can kind of get an idea. But yeah, just busy and doing live streams when I can. And if these surprise drops keep happening a couple hours before midnight, then folks can definitely see more midnight runs. Yeah, because that was a big shocker. That whole 4 drop around 10:30 my time. I mean Pacific time. I was like, oh my god! Like I was getting blown up on that. Like that's insane.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was
Yeah.
freaking great. That Vader stole the show for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And one of the figures that I really like as well was Wolverine. I really like that one too. That Wolverine figure.
Yeah,
It's a good figure.
It's okay. It's okay.
I personally like that a lot. I think it looks really good. Haskell wise, nicely done. Mr. Desi,
Yes,
what's
sir.
going on in the Desi Metamorphic Customs world?
Too much work, I'll tell you that. Just really busy. As far as diorama work and stuff, I'm working on 2 projects right now. One is an actual diorama, and the other one, a Star Wars diorama of Navarro. And then the other one is a repaint of a certain third-party hovercraft, also Star Wars, which I am recording both. It'll be a little bit of time before I put those out, but that's what I'm working on for now. Taking my time.
Taking your time. All right, so what's going on my channel? So if you notice, I'm making some little changes, so please don't forget to become a member. We have an amazing private group, Facebook group for members only, which this is one of the admins. We have Aries as well. We have Easy Company Cruise and a bunch of good people as well. So become a member. And I'm going to work on the review of Endor Look DX version. If you guys knew, I was trying to get that figure for a long time. I finally got it. So the review is coming. We are going to do a live stream next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time between collectors. So stay tuned for the panel. We are going to record a video for members. So I'm expecting to drop it next Sunday. So stay tuned for that. I'm working with Easy to do our Unfiltered show. Those are coming back as well in August. So we're working on the best time to do it. And yeah, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to join the Facebook group Cisco Media. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok. That's it. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna say good night, and as always, I'm gonna screw this up. Hold on.
That one. No, not that one.
Sorry.
That one.
As always, be well and see you around the next video.